Hey y'all, Sherry G. Welcome back to the channel. So look, I'm going to be doing another video on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I did watch this past Saturday's episode, and I have to say, I enjoyed this past Saturday's episode. I think this half of the season, or this new season, season 7, um, I'm liking it. It's refreshing. I mean, it has a bit of drama and all that. There's a whole lot of revelation. A whole lot of stuff is being dropped. A whole lot of stuff is being opened up. So yeah, I really like this episode. And as a matter of fact, there were some rumors going around that, there might not be any more Love and Marriage Huntsville because perhaps Melody allegedly made some announcement at the reunion stage. She gave some speech or whatever, and that people were alluding to the rumor that she may not be coming back. However, she did make a statement, I think it was on her Instagram, but she said that she is coming back and she doesn't know where that came from. So I'm glad to see it because, like I said, this half, there is some toxicity, but it is nothing. Like, there's some drama. There's going to be drama in these type of shows. And that's why people watch it for the most part, right? But it isn't anywhere near what it was before, especially this half of this season. So hopefully they're getting it together and we'll see, more of what we're seeing now. I love the fact that the Scotts are being called to the carpet, Scotts 1.0, and eventually Scotts 2.0, they got to be called if they stay on the show, right? Because they're bringing nothing and there is nothing being told about them. That's interesting anyway. So anyway, y'all, like I said, this conversation between Marsau and Melody, I love this scene so much. And in my opinion, it's apparent that Marsau is no match for Melody. So, y'all, before I get into my commentary, let me go ahead and drop my disclaimer. Then I'll come back and say what I got to say. Y'all feel free to comment down below in the comment section. I always love to see what's on your mind. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and like this video. Hang tight. Okay, y'all, so the gaslighting and downplaying by Marsau in this particular episode, it was unreal. Now, I understand that he is a sarcastic person. People say that he's a clown, and this is just his personality. Like, he likes to be funny. But in my opinion, I think he does it because it gives him an air of superiority. It makes him feel more intelligent, or when he's dealing with someone, he wants to put them down to raise himself up, so to speak. That's my opinion, because this particular conversation was a serious conversation, supposedly between two mature adults. So the gaslighting and all of that was unnecessary. There was nothing he had to prove. And then what really stood out to me was that everything that Marsau was saying was just a bunch of bullcrap. He just cannot go toe to toe with someone like Melody, because she came back at him and everything she came back was factual. And she even had to remind him of a couple of things, which I'll get into in my commentary. But overall, I got from this one thing that I got anyway from this particular scene is that Marsau is a horrible communicator. He doesn't listen. And I say this because the entire time Mel was sharing her experience of him, he kept downplaying her. Now, if someone takes the time to share with you that whenever they're with you, or the things that you're saying to them seem to be dismissive and sarcastic, if they take the time to share that with you, granted, it may not be your intentions. It may not be how you view yourself. However, that does not negate their experience. And the mature thing to do is listen to them, apologize, I guess, and try to move or refrain what you're saying in a different way so that the person that you're speaking with can receive it. And just you guys can just have a downright healthy conversation. But I don't really see too much of Marsau in any healthy conversations. I mean, in my opinion, look at the way he and Tisha communicate. He's always downplaying her. But anyway, like I said, when Marsau goes on like this with all of these antics, it just, to me, seems to be a thing that makes him feel superior. And y'all, in this scene, he tried to actually throw shade Melody's way regarding Holt and Holt and the fact that that company went into bankruptcy, knowing good and well the reason it happened. In my opinion, I believe he knew the reason it happened, but Melody, she had to remind it. She had to remind him. I loved when Mel pointed out that Holt and Holt did in fact go into bankruptcy, but the reason why is because she wanted to protect her finances. She wanted to protect her credit and everything in that regard as much as she could. Whereas he going into bankruptcy, or him going into bankruptcy, was due to financial reasons. In other words, I mean, they're both financial reasons, but one is not because on the side of Melody, wasn't because she didn't have the means to pay her debtors. It was because she wanted to protect her credit. She didn't want things to get messed up, etc., etc. Whereas on the other hand, with Marsau, it was due to a lack of finances, not having the means to pay his debtors, being in over his head. So y'all, yeah, I guess he forgot that in 2017, he did in fact file bankruptcy, but Melody was quick to remind him. And did y'all see the look in his face? I mean, she shut him down. He had nowhere else to go with that. Nothing else to say, nothing else to do, in my opinion, but apologize. So then, he's going on telling her, about her t-shirt business. She had to remind him that her property preservation classes were still going, or are still going, and that business alone qualifies her as an expert. As a matter of fact, she had to remind him that it's the same business that she and Martell turned he and Letitia onto. So they helped them to get started in their life in Huntsville anyway, right? And this is the business that they introduced them to. But she had to remind him of that. And he tried to act like he didn't know about it. And she said, you did. Because when I was talking about it on social media, you actually, Marsau, got into the comment section and you had something to say about it. I don't know what it was that he had to say because she didn't share that. But in my opinion, it was probably something, snarky, knowing Marsau. Anyway, he went on telling her, I just didn't know, like, you had this t-shirt business and you had this business. It's just like someone throwing something out there, seeing if it would stick. And you use your platform to sell your t-shirts. And so that's the only reason why you sold so many. And I'm thinking, and then he ended it by saying, you're good at marketing. Oh, y'all, I was like, boy, first of all, do you know how many t-shirts she's even sold? How do you know how many t-shirts she even sold and how successful her t-shirt business really is? Now, granted, I do believe that is successful, but what did he base that on? Yeah, and her platform is stronger because it's built on authenticity and integrity, unlike some of the other castmates. But then again, I'm thinking, what an asinine thing to say. What a nonsensical thing to say, in my opinion, because brand new entrepreneurs could, in fact, learn from someone who is a boss at marketing, especially when they're first starting. Marketing is an integral piece of being an entrepreneur. So that part just didn't make any sense. And that's when I said that a lot of the things that Marsau said, he was throwing out crap, but Melody was coming back with facts. And in my opinion, he just made himself seem very, very ignorant, for lack of a better word, in my opinion. So, yeah, in my opinion, this scene, Marsau was literally shut down by Mel. Like, he didn't have much to say or anywhere else to go but apologize. I mean, he put on his best, I guess, but he left the scene flabbergasted without any more snide remarks, disparaging comments. Nothing but an apology. None of Marsau's argument made any sense, while Melody made perfect sense. And like I said, it was all built on facts. So, y'all, that's it for Melody and Marsau. Now, before I end this video, I am going to go ahead and talk about the Whitlows. I wasn't going to do it, but just really briefly, um, I didn't really have too much to say about the Whitlows and their scene. Just like Tiffany, I'm just wondering where her head is at. But y'all, I really don't, like I said, I don't have much to say about this couple that I haven't already said. Just a couple of things that just kind of pointed out to me in this scene. And it's just crazy to me how Tiffany knows so much about everyone else's business except her own. Look, I understand that, postpartum is real, and I believe that Tiffany is experiencing some of that. I really do. However, it blows my mind how contradictory she was in this scene. In one breath, she stated that she and Lou had a discussion about what having a baby would mean for them. And then in the next breath, she said she didn't know. I'm like, what's going on with you? First you said you know, then you said you didn't know. And she also said that although she understood or understands the reality of postpartum depression and how women go through things after they have a baby, she just didn't think it would happen to her. And I'm like, why, Tiffany? Why didn't you think it would happen to you? But y'all, in my opinion, she was fine having this baby as long as she could still travel and be away as much as she was before she got pregnant. But in my opinion, I believe she was banking on Lou being home as much as he was before. But looks like things didn't go that way. Everything shifted, and he's gone more, and she's home more. So anyway, y'all, Tiffany, Ace is a blessing. I hope y'all get it together, you and Big Lou. But yeah, you're going to have to figure it out and work through this. Y'all, that's all I have for you today. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'll be back. Until then, ciao.